Hey lovelies, here we are, back again doing something I haven't done in a while. I'm talking about a game that has devoured a bit of my time, as most of these builders do, if you'll recall Tropico. This one is Banished. It has a little bit less corruption, and a lot less tongue-in-cheek, and a lot more freezing and starving to death. Isn't that uplifting? It has its own style of catchy music, too. You can... well, how best to sum up the game? It is city building, but it is at a smaller level that you don't have to deal with the RCI type thing, residence, industry, and commercial. You are just micromanaging the needs of a very small group. What actually happened, apparently, by the name, is you have a small group of people that are banished from wherever they are, and in a new randomly generated world, you can try to let them survive. This is how I normally play it, because apparently I'm glutton for punishment. It starts you literally with a cart of food, a tiny bit of clothing, some firewood, no seeds, nothing, no buildings. Medium gives you more families, a little bit more supplies, actually gives you a storage barn, and some seeds. And I don't know what does easy even do. Lots of families, lots of clothes, lots of food, lots of building materials. So it really does start you off. And I say I'm a glutton for punishment because with the way I was playing on hard, it literally, I would starve people in the first year. It was often, if I could make it through the first 2 years, I could usually do it. But let's look at this. I'm going to still do it on hard just because that's what I'm used to doing, and it'll throw me off if I do it any other way. It does have the seeds, kind of like Minecraft. I haven't looked up any that were like amazingly interesting. Alright. This is a lovely destroyed town. Thank you for that uplifting, perhaps, show of what's to come. This is on Steam. I have it with some stuff off the Steam Workshop. Some mods. A few. Alright, let's stop time so they don't die. And we'll look around. You start in a small open area in the middle of a very large map. Very large map. May have ponds, may have big lakes. Will always have this big river, because that's where you get traders coming down, rarely. And let's see. You literally, you have your trees for your supplies, your rocks. Also is iron, but I don't see any. Actually, I think that's iron. That's pretty much your basics, as well as a lot of varieties of food. Your people can be told to cut trees or harvest wood. Cut trees or harvest wood, right. Cut trees, harvest stone or iron. They'll be carrying tools around. If their tools break, they go slower, but they'll still try to do it. Points to you for breaking rocks with your bare hands. I don't even want to know. You've got to store everything you get. Your stockpile is where pretty much everything I just listed will go. Your storage barn is where basically food and everything else, things produced. They talk about clothing and firewood. The clothing and stuff will end up in the storage barn. People will go there to get it. It sounds easy enough, right? You build your food supply, your farms. I have no seeds. That's a mod to actually let you have some hills. It's a pretty cool mod too, actually. You can do orchards. I also don't have seeds for that. Pastures, they have chickens, pigs, and sheep. It's kind of a bummer. The cows, they only produce meat and leather. They don't actually, produce milk. But there's a mod for that, and I have it. And fishing docks, hunting cabins, gatherers' huts. Gatherers' huts are actually some of the best. These two are mods. This deals with the cows. And that lets you have honey and make mead. Woo! Just a variety of stuff. I like a variety of food supplies. The closest you'll get to industry is making the things to help people survive. A woodcutter, logs to firewood. The forester will replant trees. They will regrow on their own if you clear cut. Maybe not, but some of the saplings might come back. Smaller trees will spawn around. All this on the ground I think is bits and bobs. But the forester will replant and they'll cut, so you don't have to manually tell people to cut. It's a more sustainable supply of wood, which you'll need because your people are ding-dings and they like to run around and get cold in the middle of winter. Herbalist will deal with the health of your people. Blacksmith to make more tools. You can actually make steel tools, but that gets a little bit more. I stick to iron tools, mainly because I have not gotten far enough to really balance that. The tailor, who can turn leather and wool into clothing to keep people warm. Tavern takes not really fresh food that can be fermented and makes alcohol, which increases happiness. Let's see, where's my thing? Your basic heads up tells time of year, how many years, your adults, students, and children, and then it's your log, firewood, food, stone, iron, coal, tools. You really don't start out with a lot of stuff. And alcohol. They just lump it all together no matter what you make it from. And happiness and health. Unhappy people are not very productive people. Unhealthy people don't live long. So, good to keep your things high. All these little symbols over their head mean they don't have a home to go to, which should be obvious. I'll get to it. I'm still talking about parts and pieces. The mine and the quarry. The quarry gives you a lot of stone. Once you've gathered it off the surface, there's no other way to get it besides trading. The mine is the same for iron, but it will also produce coal. So these are both very hazardous to your people. Like, your death rate's a lot higher with those. When it pops up down here, the little gravestone, it actually tells you their first name when they die. I'm like, I feel really horrible about that now. Let's see, that is an entire mod of decorative things to make the town look more interesting. This is telling people individually for things they should do. Take out buildings, pick up everything that's not nailed down, trees, rocks, iron, remove roads, stop doing what you're doing. There's also lots of stats to be found for tracking how many people you have. I have 8 people right now, and 7 children, which is a little unsettling. People will work very young. I think I've seen them like 11 or 12. They'll start working, unless you have a school. Oh, school. Let's talk about school. A storage, different roads and tunnels, because the thing gets really picky about building roads over these tiny little hills. Homes? Boarding house, stone house, wooden house. Where is it? It's this. I guess they're your civic structure? Town services. Close enough. A well, for when things catch on fire. How you catch a stone house on fire, I will not figure out. School, educated people are more efficient. Hospital, good for when there's an outbreak. I've seen outbreaks of measles, mumps, I've seen yellow fever. There's a joke to be made there, but I'm not going to do it. Town hall, wanderers will show up and you can join your town there. And you can also get full census information, which is like, okay. Chapel increases happiness, and a cemetery, because people actually get really sad when people die. If there's a cemetery, then they've got somewhere to go. I've actually found once I build cemeteries, people really like to hang out there. It's like the community place to hang out. Okay. This is basically what the tutorial did. It says, here's this, here's how you build, here's how you gather, go have fun! And then I proceeded to kill like a dozen groups of people. Isn't this... I'm making this sound really horrible and really hard. And it kind of is, but I still enjoy it. So, Obviously, it needs to be built on the water, with 3 rows not on the water, and also not on a hill, so I'm not exactly in the most amazing place. The circle is the area it affects, so these are actually really effective on like a peninsula. My people can walk over the hills, it just slows them down, so I'm just going to go ahead and build it over here. Bridges are kind of essential, logically, because ain't nobody getting nowhere. I did have one set of absolute gibbons where I told them to build a bridge and gather all the stone to build the bridge. So they were building the bridge. So once the bridge got halfway done, I told them to get some of the trees over here. Then all the people decided to walk all the way around to the headwaters, wherever those are, to get all the way around the river and get the stuff on the other side before the bridge was done. So I had people like way out in the hinterlands freezing and starving and dying, and I'm like, why do you hate me?